So what exactly did you do with this thing? Oh, hi, we're live again. Actually, we're playing with you. This is a turnbuckle.
Right.
It looks like it could be used for some strange things, but it's just merely a very simple mechanical thing. We've got actually a couple things. Why don't we show this first, because this is not quite as exciting as the other thing.
Okay, so we'll put these aside. So don't get excited yet. Just relax a little bit.
Now, he has pulled in Radio Havana with this.
Yes, absolutely.
This right here are modified Woods clamps.
Yes, these are Glazier's clamps, and these can be used to handle material, non-porous material like solid surface, glass, things like that. And what we've done is we've made a bracket on each side. One will clamp down on 5/16 material, I believe. Yes, there's a rubber pad that goes in there. And this one will clamp down on 1/2-inch material.
Okay.
Okay. And what you do is you just pump it in place, and the straight edge actually backs up against it. And when you lock it down, the straight edge will hold in place. Very simple.
That's excellent. Very simple. Now, the turnbuckle is for...
Okay, now if you're going to do a seam and you want to pull it together with these, what you would do is put the turnbuckle between them, your seam obviously being in the center, and then you would just pump these down in place. Okay, and then you're going to turn the turnbuckle here, this way, and you can just put a screw in here or something, and you're going to pull it and pull the seam together. Mm-hmm. Now, the only thing I don't like about these, using the turnbuckle, is that it's a mechanical fastener, kind of like a clamp is. You do get a little bit of action out of the rubber base, but when you actually tighten this up and stop, it stops. So there's really not proper pressure on the joint. A lot of guys use the turnbuckles. It's been out for a long time, but I'm really not a proponent of it, but a lot of guys do use it.
Now, what kind of action do you get out of these things?
I don't know. What kind of action?
I don't know. You said you get some action out of it.
Oh, you get some action.
That's
about all the action I get anymore. So
one of the things I wanted to point out, and this is really what we used to use these for, when I used to use these in our company, whenever we put up 1/4-inch panels. Very hard to handle 1/4-inch panels.
Yes, it is.
Either for full height splash or in a shower.
Yep.
And these are absolutely great because you can get 2 of them on the panel, and it's easy to control it and move it. And you like that, huh? But anyway, forgive our immaturity. But these are really, they have more than just the single purpose of
you can
pulling.
climb up walls with these too.
We can watch you give it a try on one of the glass buildings.
On the glass building, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
You get up to about the 5th floor and you get tired. But anyway, these really are cool to have.
Right.
And then, as cool as these are, now we're getting into the really weird.
These are also nice for installing a countertop, to actually get it into place where you can't get your hands under it, so you can just pop these down and drop it into place.
So you can put this on the back so you don't have to get your hand behind it and lose a finger and hold the front and drop it in place.
That's correct. Absolutely. And these come in the little sustainer box there, so they're always ready, because you do want to keep them protected, because the rubber base on all of these needs to be kept clean, because this is where the vacuum seal is actually created. So if you bang on that and put a divot in there, it's going to affect how this works.
Now, we do also sell the replacement parts for these also.
Yes, they can be rebuilt. The plungers, all the pieces can be. There's little ball valves and stuff in there, so we have all of that.
So they're really easy to maintain.
Yes.
You don't have to be intimidated by these. Even if somebody were to cut and damage it, you could replace the rubber cup below.
Yeah, sure you could.
Any part of this can easily be replaced.
Right.
And
you can just take it out of the guy's pay.
Yeah. But once again, they fit nicely inside of the sustainer. One cup up, one cup down, so they're not going to bang or damage each other.
Right.
And you close it up, and
this fits the sustainer, the Festool system as well, for locking them together. So that's kind of nice. So it's just a different way to do a seam.
A real simple method.
Okay.
But then now we have these really crazy looking dudes.
These are kind of neat, very unusual. You can do just about anything you want with these. These are, again, the same Glazier's cup, but we've put in a piece of steel plate in here with holes all the way around the perimeter, and there's just these neat little pieces that hook onto it, and they lock in place. They have a cap screw on the bottom, and with this particular one, we can take and clamp down a backsplash.
Here, let's turn this side.
Yep. So this will hold at 90 degrees. You just snug that up, and then you'll pump this into place, and then you can see that holds that good and snug there, which is kind of neat. So if you wanted to pull down a high backsplash, you could put a longer rod on here, and then with this adjustable washer on here, you can bring it down to the top of the backsplash, no matter what the height is, and then just suck it down into place. Which, you know, again, it's not something you do every day, but if you have to do it, it's a great way to do it.
So if you've got to put some cove splash on in the field, or let's say you're gluing down a splash either by caulk or joint adhesive.
Right.
The great thing about this is a lot of guys take and they wedge sticks up against the wall, which can pop out, or you can damage the damage the cabinet above, or potentially the material below. You can just take and position these down, pump them, and thread this piece, whatever it's called. But you just thread that, and that'll pull it right down. And you can create as much or as little pressure as you want with that. Now,
this has kind of a neat feature on it. Although we don't have the right screw in here, we brought it from the office and we forgot to bring the shoulder screw. But what this is this is a leveling cam. And if you were going to do a seam, you could actually have one of these on each side, and you could spin it because it's an eccentric cam, essentially, and you would move the countertop up or down. Now, what's neat about these also is these can be used with the Danny clamps, which is another neat. That'll go on like that, and that'll hold that in place with the Danny clamp to hold the seam together. Okay, so you've got that function on that. With these little blocks on here, you can actually grab onto the straight edge like the other one, and you can do that, and that'll hold it in place. Okay,
yeah,
with two of those on it, with two of those on it, it would hold it properly. These can be used with the turnbuckles as well. You can actually take the turnbuckle and put it in the hole, like that, and like that. Pump them down and draw the clamp together.
And really for tightening this up, if you had a 16-penny nail, that's really all you'd have to do is to keep in here, because it's a very fine machine thread, so it's going to take very little to draw.
Right.
And just by inserting the nail in there, you could take and you could just wind it right around. So you could put you have to be careful, because you could put an awful lot of pressure on the seam.
Well, you can, and that's why I'm really not a proponent of turnbuckles. Again, they were a popular way to pull a seam together for a long time, but with the advent of the Danny clamps and the different seam pullers and what have you, it's just not been used a lot. But we still sell quite a few of them, actually.
It's still an option, and probably there are several ideas that probably haven't even been approached with this.
Sure.
Of things that you can do. It's really going to be a matter up to the individual's creativity. I especially like this cam, which is a great way for adjusting, creating pressure in the sheet, forcing it down, raising it up.
Right.
And that's basically how a lot of the systems work today. Even the vacuum systems, essentially force alignment.
These also come packed in a sustainer box to keep them safe, and they can also be used to handle material, although they are a little bit heavier because of the steel plate that's on them, but they can be used for that.
Ew. But still, they're not bad. I don't. And in a way, this is kind of nice because it really does protect the whole edge of the cup too. So that, I think, would be a real benefit, having the whole ring on. You're not going to damage this at all, and they're not inexpensive. You want to take care of these. So
none of the stuff is inexpensive.
Now I wonder, how would this work? Sometimes we've talked in the past about needing maybe a strap to pull things together. Could you take and maybe run straps underneath here and use a ratcheting?
You probably could. I don't see any reason why not. When you get out in the field, it's you run into all kinds of things. You got to be creative, and there's a lot of times that you just need something that isn't available, and you have to make your own. So you could use ratchet straps. Pull two tops together, or something else on a job site entirely. It might not even be a top you're working with, but any non-porous surface.
Now, how have you found, and I can't think how it's been an issue for me in the past, but how have you found these to hold? How much can they hold before they begin to slide?
Oh, pulling?
Yeah.
No idea. No idea at all. And we have no
You're
test to
letting
do
me down
that.
on that,
We have no test. You know, we probably could have done something. Maybe we'll do a little video and we'll pull them with something. I don't know, but
Maybe we can take and hang this from up high and let you hang on to
maybe
these.
we could let you hang off of them this time.
You're the one that's best at that. But so anyway, now what's this screw hole for?
Well,
here?
there's just different holes in here in all directions, so that you can put this bracket. You might want to put in here. You might want to take it out of here and screw it in on an angle for some reason. No idea why, but we just drilled a bunch of holes in it, so you can use it in different positions.
And
I believe also, no, you know what? You know what? I just remembered what this is actually for. All right, hold on just a second. This is just kind of neat.
now that's interesting. One of the things that John does is every time he wants to break the tip pressure of the screw, you just give that a little twist.
Yeah, you don't need a wrench or anything to use it. This goes on like this, upside down. It's been a while since I actually played with these, so I'm really not sure how it does. But we did this one because sometimes you have to reach in to an area to reach a straight edge, and that will lock down and also catch that straight edge the same way. So that's kind of neat.
Okay. So
A lot of times you just can't get in there.
you can't get right up to it, or you want to give yourself a little bit more room.
Right.
Well, that's another great idea.
Yep.
And once again, there are several different positioning holes on the bottom, which will allow you to reach further out from the edge.
Yep.
Is that the idea behind that?
Absolutely.
And now, what about this hole in the front here?
Again, no idea. They're just holes all over it. You could, let's say you wanted to put a threaded eye in there and pull it together with 2 pieces of rope or something. We just drilled a whole bunch of holes in
Okay,
it.
so
it's
just-
really up to you. I mean, we could have a contest to see, who can do what. But no, it's really just anything you happen to need it for.
Okay, all right. So there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of chance for you to be creative with this.
Right.
And maybe
I don't think we can talk about these any longer.
No, I think this
I think we've pretty well covered it. I think we're going to have to end the show early tonight.
Okay, well, and that's fine with me.
Actually, next week we have
Ed
Ferry coming in from Quality Vac, and Ed is going to show us vacuum systems.
Yep. So
For
if
the
you've
bag
ever-
type
If
systems.
you've ever really wanted a tool and you really needed it to suck, this will do the
That's
job.
right. Another thing we have coming in that's really exciting, and it's on its way, is we have a new solid surface oven coming in. It's a new strip oven, and this one happens to be, I think, 6 inches by. Why are you laughing at me?
No, I just have 6 inches by 72 inches.
72 inches, and it's also going to be available in 12 foot. And it's going to be, the 6-footer is more expensive than the current one in the market, but the 12-footer is far less expensive than the 12-footer that's on the market. So we're going to be demonstrating that, and that's coming up in the next couple of weeks.
That's right.
Why are you laughing?
No, nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Okay.
But anyway, so make sure you check the schedule up on the webpage. Because I know we have quite a few interesting shows coming up that are going to be really a blast.
Right.
And
But don't check tonight because there's only next week.
Is that it?
That's
Well,
all that's
they're
up
not
there is
staying
next
on top
week.
of that like they should be.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, I guess that's pretty much it. We did want to talk about perhaps a shoulder dolly, but we really don't have enough time to do
Right.
that any justice. So we do. That's another a cool tool we need to show you.
Right.
Next week, code, should you need it, is...
No idea.
It is...
I have no idea tonight.
No good.
My back
It's
is, I got to tell you, my back is killing me, and I am just off tonight.
It is 02,
Right?
05.
Okay.
Fill in the last
07, I know that one.
Thank you.
Yes.
020507.
Right.
That'll get you a discount of 10%.
10% on these.
Anything that we've showed tonight, which will be
those grips.
here, this, the Templast material.
What about the aluminum straight edges? We showed those tonight.
Well,
So do we give 10% off? No?
no, you want
Okay.
aluminum straight edge, we'll give you 10% off.
All right.
Because that's the kind of swell guys we are.
That's right.
Also, what about Danny clamps? You showed Danny clamps. You get 10% off of Danny's clamps?
Yeah, we can do that too.
Okay.
Why not?
If you saw John, remember he is 10% off for this whole next week. Also, I wanted to mention too, the templating box. Those are available if you find you'd like to get that. And really, that's nothing more than the value of those items put together.
Exactly.
So if
right.
you're going to have to go out and buy them anyway, you might as well buy them in a container where all this it's all right there.
That's right.
The spaces all exist. You don't lose things, because there's nothing worse than going out and making a template and finding out the hot milk gun was left at your house and this is there and that's there. But anyway, we're told to shut up and let you go away.
All right.
Thanks for bothering to put up with
All right.
this.
So
This
tonight's
week-
segment could be, we could actually edit it down to about 20 minutes from the hour. But anyway, thanks for joining us. We had a great time. Hope you did, and hope you learned something. And we'll see you next week. Bye.